Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Alasia and this is Life I Was Saying. I'm super happy to be back, you guys. 2022 has really taken a huge toll on me, just from all the responsibility that I have and just also tapping into my mental health in a new way. I have been missing in action for over 7 months. I feel like the last video was in June, but I'm back. I feel that I honestly do know what I want to do, why I'm here, and what is next to come. I also feel that the Lord has blessed me in a way to share my journey, and that's why I'm here. So yeah, I am sharing you guys the journey that it has taken me to go from living in a cycle of mental depression. In 2021, I was clinically diagnosed with chronic depression. So 2022 took a huge toll on me because I stopped taking care of myself and started taking care of everyone around me. And of course, a lot of people have that responsibility or have that choice or have to do so. When a person is chronically depressed or have depression, it actually takes them to a point, especially for me. I should only talk about myself, that it took me to a point that I was being pulled and pushed and peeled back from so many people that I stopped taking care of myself. It has taken me into a point where I just could not stay in the place that I was in, and I needed to change my habits. And not for anybody else, I felt like 2022 was just a year that I could not, I just had to figure everything out. And the responsibility of family, even though I'm a single woman, but the responsibility of taking care of adults is literally a huge responsibility, because it's like everybody just think you're going to fix it. I was extremely depressed. I could not really grasp my emotions, so I just never dealt with my emotions, and that type of depression actually led me into a huge spiral of actually being overwhelmed and almost, I would say, like not caring. It was extremely hard last year. I dealt with 4 deaths, which like my great grandmother, my cousin, my great aunt, a high school friend, and then my grandmother actually being in a hospital. And for me, and if you know me, my grandmother is literally my heart. All those experiences happening back to back, and then my mother's fiance passing in December. The last 7 months, I was like, Lord, what are you doing? Because through all of this, through all of the trials and the problems and death and grief, there has to be something that it is to come after all of this. Like, the Lord wouldn't allow me to experience all these things for me just to not receive revelation or to get anything out of this. You know, my first thing that I did was start going to therapy. In October 3rd, I believe, I started going to therapy, and then it hit the fan. It's like the devil just knew that if she got therapy, she will process, and then she will walk in her calling. Like, she will know. I have a therapist who is not a Christian for right now, you know, like my insurance paid for it, but in God's time, I pray that I will be allowed to get the right person to fit me. But the woman I have now, she's amazing, she's great. I just know some of the things that my life aligns with, hers or her recommendations actually doesn't align. So, and you know, that's only for this year. I'm still praying that I will be able to get someone who is Christian and can help me in my life journey, you know. Another thing that helped me was actually creating habits. I read the book by Rick Warren, Purpose Driven Life, and I mean, that book literally opened my eyes in such a way that I knew that I needed to tap in. Like, I could not learn the things that I learned in this book and then just let life happen to me. And in 2022, I was letting life happen to me. I received some deliverance, but I wasn't searching for the more. I wasn't searching to be present. I was only being present for what is happening and what is needs to be done. I stopped going to a house of prayer. I didn't really find myself in places that actually brought life into me, and then I allowed myself to fall into old ways. And that was in 2023, I was like, nah, like, I've been in this game for like 6 years, Lord, and it's clear that I'm not being obedient to you and to what you want me to do. And literally all I gotta do is make a video and let people know. I'm saying all this to say is this year was so intentional with what I needed to do so that I'm here and I'm making the videos, and I have legit steps to help anyone get through a depressed time in their life. What helped me a lot, let me get my handy dandy iPhone. Colossians 3, it says the new life with Jesus. It literally describes completely how your life will change and what it will look like. Since June, I kept on meditating on that word because I was like, something's not clicking. What is not clicking? Because something in my brain was not going together. And you know what it was? Y'all, it was me not being obedient to what God was telling me to do. Like, even if you're not sinning, if you're not doing his purpose, then you're sinning. Shame the devil. Take it up with the Lord, because that's what the book says. It's like, if you're not doing your purpose, that's what is causing your depression. I could not believe that. Like, I was like, I could not believe that. Like, even though I am not walking in what the Lord has called me to do, I am continuing sinning and being disobedient against him because of fear. Because of I'm letting others people opinions and other people idea of Alasia affect Alasia's identity. Being perfected or thinking that you're perfected or perfect is actually a huge narcissistic trait. I said it. Bomb. Because you are not perfect. No one on this earth walked this earth who was perfect. And if your name not Jesus, if your name is not Jesus, there's no way you think you're perfect. There's no way. That means you don't need God. So it literally was stating your new life with Christ in Colossians 3, and that literally took me and blew me away. I have preached and spoke about 1 Peter so much, 1 Peter 1 so much. Like, that was a huge life story for myself, or scripture that I constantly use. And in that, I truly felt that I continuously lived the life that, even though there's trials, I will find the Lord will give me his joy. I've never felt the joy of the Lord from that scripture and what it describes until last year. Until I probably was at my bandwidth of people dying and also causing their death. Like, if you never deal with your trauma and you live in that cycle of trauma, you literally could cause your body to shut down. And it literally truly breaks my heart that that has happened in my family. It literally says that, but I trust the Lord. You know, I trust the Lord that He will help and guide me to find His joy, though all these problems are, and I am faced with all these problems. Also, just so y'all know, everyone in the Bible had problems. Everyone dealt with some type of dismay against themselves to God, and some believed that it was their own doing, that it should be taken away from them. Such as Elijah, he just brought Israel into this huge win, and moments later he's telling the Lord to take him. Like Samson, it's so many people who faced, even Jesus faced, like, Lord, if this is, if they not understanding, like, you could like just take me. And Jesus felt every single emotion. I don't care what your pastor says, this is not sugarcoated, it's biblical. Every feeling, emotion Jesus felt, and He is our gateway to understand how we should respond to life. That's that. So in 2023, I was like, yeah, Lord, I got mad plans. I needed to do so much. I need to do so much for the kingdom because I stopped. I clearly wasn't putting you first, and I was putting my feelings and emotions in front of what I'm actually supposed to be doing. That means a lot of things in my life needed to change. I needed to change a lot of my habits. I needed to change a lot of mindset, or even go against with what my mind would say about Alasia. You know, what it was false, what the enemy had planted into my head. Like, I was like, I just can't do that. Like, that's that's not what it says. That's not your word. No. Not today. That is not it. And I also needed to give myself grace. Grace, we think that the Lord gives us grace for all the things that we have done unto Him, but we also need to give ourselves grace for not completing something that should have been completed. Instead of going further down into the pit, it did not make sense, or for me, it does not make sense to continue to do the opposite of what I was doing. So like, instead of getting out of bed at 8 a.m., I got out of bed at 11:30, which will literally change my entire, like, I needed those extra 3 hours. I could have spent time with the Lord in a whole nother way, you know? Because of that, I was literally wasting time, and then would be up all night and would be upset that I didn't have enough time, and it's rush hour, and there's this and there's that, and I just would continue battle and continue to be in a deeper self-doubt because I could not grasp that it is me. I'm letting my feelings, letting my emotions run my life. I'm gonna say that again, because I am letting my feelings, my emotions, the way I am affect my life in a negative impact. And that was my realization, is I'm 31 years old. I do not know when it will be the last time I will take my last breath. Yeah, that hit me like, it was like, why do we think we had so much time? We're figuring everything, but the thing that we actually will never get back is time. I'm gonna let that sit in. In December of 2022, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. December 3rd, I believe. Everything was on the 3rd. That's a word. I should be a rapper. I need to change my habits. Today, I will start changing my habits. I didn't wait for a new year to change my habits. I started implementing it slowly, so even if I was not consistent in December, I would have grown into a consistency by February, truly, because it takes 21 days, it takes 40 days to continue to look like or create habits for your life to look like it changed. So you can see the routine being changed. And these habits don't just happen overnight, especially if you're dealing with a mental health or you're dealing with anything that isn't how you feel, you know? I started in December, failed mad times in December, and I gave myself grace. I was like, you know what? That's okay, because I'm changing. I'm changing it right now. I am identifying there is a problem. Shut up. I'm identifying there is a problem. So now that I know there's a problem, in 2022, I couldn't tell you there was a problem. I wouldn't even know that I was identifying that there was a problem. But in 2022, I knew I was being the problem for my success. And once I realized that, y'all, I was like, yo, come closer. It's me. I am the one standing in my own way. It isn't my trauma. It isn't the devil. It is Alasia. Y'all, I had to let that one sink in. Like, I could not, that revelation, like when it hit me, I was like, wow. Like, I long ago stopped blaming people for my problems. And then I guess after that, I just didn't see I'm the one causing the problems to happen. So like for example, not succeeding on YouTube or being consistent, that is a huge commitment issue. So you saying, what I'm saying, yeah, come closer. What I'm saying is, if you can't be consistent with yourself, you can't be consistent with God. That means you're not loyal. Oh, it literally means you're not loyal. If you can't do the things to show up for yourself, how can you show up for God? And some people, it's vice versa. They don't show up for themselves, but they show up for God. And God's literally like, I didn't say that you needed to do that work. I told you to actually, I needed more of you. So that means you have to be committed in reading his word, to be praying, to be meditating. And if you can't even have that self-discipline, I'm about to run. If you can't have that self-discipline, then how do you think you could do anything else? And that's what happened. I'm like, yo, nah. I cannot believe this. This is like a crazy, crazy place. Like, my success isn't where it needs to be because of me. I implemented 6 habits in 2023 that it is February 11th, and I can tell you as Alasia right now that I am walking in 5 of the 6. 5 out of 6 is good because Jesus is working on me. I'm still there, you know. I'm still a piece of work, you know, and it's all right. So habit 1 is actually making a morning routine. And I mean legit, not like one of those Instagram, YouTube morning routines. Like, I mean like a legit morning routine that I follow every single morning. No matter if it's I wake up at 8 a.m. or 11 a.m. I'm following these habits if I'm in California or if I'm in New Jersey. Like, these habits, this morning routine will literally go with me no matter where I am. And that was such an important part of 2023, is because it actually propelled me to understand and be committed to myself. I needed to treat my body, treat my temple the way that the Lord needed to. During the week, I wake up at 8 a.m., meaning at 8 a.m., I'm literally waking up. I either just go to the kettle and make coffee, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face. Sometimes I skip that into like mad later. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens. And then clean my living space. Y'all, now let me really say this. I am not dirty, but I am not like make everything neat. You know, like my counter space be like cluttered, and that literally will drive me insane. So now every morning while I'm making coffee, I do the dishes, or I put something away, or I vacuum, or I implement one cleaning thing in the morning, and that has helped me so much. Like, it helped me with just putting my mind at ease. It's like, you know what, I already accomplished something. Then studying my Bible, I'm either studying as in I actually read the word, meditate on it, then go back, read the study Bible, study the word, then go to the commentary, and then meditate on what it is saying and establishing in my life, and then pray with it with the Lord. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not that. I mean, it might be. Some people have 1 hour. Usually my devotional goes to like an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on what I need to do that day. My morning routine also includes taking Milo for a walk if it's not negative degrees outside. 8 to 11:30, those are my times that I don't care what I do, that's not changing, you know. I need that time to be present in my day. My name is Alasia St. Fercy, and I take antidepressants because it helps me. Yes, my name is Alasia St. Fercy, and I take antidepressants. I am a Christian, and I believe that antidepressants are needed for me. Like, that's it. Like, if you had cancer, you like take the medications they need that is given to you, right? Like, same thing. You take prenatals because you're pregnant. It's the same thing. I don't know why Christians just thought that depression or an anxiety isn't a true health crisis. Like, it's literally, it makes me really like, it goes bonkers because it don't make no sense at all. Like, there's a difference in taking meds and relying on that medication, because you still have to do the work. Like, the thing that I want everyone to know is that the medicine, people say it changes them. I never had that experience. It just doesn't make me feel that I need to be in a bed every single day. But one thing that it doesn't do, it doesn't make you like get up. That's still on you to do. It just more serotonin that goes into your brain so you are able to do something. And if you lived in such a long period of depression and you stayed in that place for a long time, no amount of meds is going to change the fact that you're not actually implementing the things that you need to do to change your life. And this is going on Instagram, YouTube, Reels, everywhere. I don't care what nobody say, because that's the truth. Because it still takes you to believe that you can get up. You can do a creative task. You can go outside. You can do other things. And all depression does is make you feel like you're sinking. Literally. And it's because you're not dealing with life. Including with my antidepressants, I actually implemented taking magnesium pills. Actually, pause, it's not pills, it's a disgusting drop. Hopefully I'll put it up here somewhere, because it is so nasty by itself. So I place it inside of orange juice, and when I say that has helped me, like, I mean, I drink coffee in the morning, and for years I was like, oh, I'm so against coffee, and for years I wouldn't have the energy to do the things that I needed to do, so that was productive. Like, so I started drinking coffee and started enjoying making coffee now. But after I make coffee, so around 12 o'clock, I already drunk my coffee of the day earlier at 8 a.m. So now I need to like, because I'm like sitting and like meditating on Lord. So now I need another boost. And now I drink the magnesium. Magnesium truly helps you with your natural energy from your body. Once I figured out that taking the magnesium would make my body do things better, game changer. I'm gonna list some of the benefits of magnesium too. But if you take too much, it will act like it's a laxative. Don't find out the hard way. So another thing I implemented in my morning routines is actually taking live antibiotics. I use Bio Plus 5, something like that, Bio Plus, and I use the strawberry and mango. The strawberry is actually, I like that flavor better. I get it from Whole Foods and it actually lasts me, I buy 2 boxes of the 12 or the 6, I'm not sure which one it is. I buy 2 boxes and it lasts me all of January and only drink half of it. So I drink half one day and half another day. It has similar attributes of magnesium, but my gut issue hasn't bothered me in the past month and a half. So thank you, Jesus. Like I said earlier in this video, I implemented going to therapy. Before I was just going to therapy once a month, and now I go more frequently, especially because I am still in such a huge grievance space. If you aren't already going into therapy and making those things a habit, because I know for myself that it changed so much of how I see myself, and it also brought into fruition of what identifying the things that I can't see in certain situations. Of course, because we're blinded, because we're inside what is happening. This is my 3rd habit. I created the habit of going to sleep at a certain time, and when I tell you that was so hard to do because Alasia is a night owl. I would stay up like 4 a.m. and then expect myself to get up at 8. Like, that's dumb. It really is. It's literally dumb. Like, why do I think that I will be able to get up with 4 hours of sleep? And having enough sleep makes you the best person. Like, having lack of sleep make you lack. Then that's that. Like, and let me tell you, I have seen my days completely change. Not even only implementing a morning and night routine, but literally implementing a time to go to bed, to be in bed. Like, I'm usually in my living room during the day. My bedroom is my bedroom. Having those 2 things, those 2 places for its use, like in my living room is for this, in my bedroom is to sleep and not bring work into that. And that literally has helped me so much. So now I read more inside of my bedroom. I do more inside of my living room, where is my desk, and every place has its use to the T. People think they need like 7-8 hours. Some people need 10. You need to go to sleep early enough so you can wake up early, but also so that you're not exhausting yourself over through the day. Another habit I implemented is actually reading more and watching TV less. I did not understand how much Netflix, Hulu, Prime, all that I watched. I watch a lot of TV. Like, even if I'm doing it for work, doing something with work, I'm watching a lot of TV. And a lot of TV meant that I'm not actually putting the time where it needs to be. I fasted first, like there's no television during the week, and I saw how much work I got done because I had no distractions. That was a huge revelation, like a huge, like smack on the head. It's like, Alasia, you watch way too much TV. Like, you need not to. play music. And I never realized I'm really not a big, huge music person or just to listen. I love live music though. I saw that I literally watched so much TV, and that was my escape. That was where I would sit with myself in depression on my couch in that one seat and just lose myself into a story. Also giving my grace if I'm not having the day that I wish to have. So I also listen to audiobooks now, which is a game changer in the morning and or late at night if I'm doing my hair, if I'm showering. Now I'm able to listen to more books that are actually helping me propel myself into a better Alasia. So if it's spiritual books, if it's business books, those books are able to help me get to another level of the things to constantly keep learning. One of the huge habits that has changed my life the most is actually writing in my journal. Y'all, even for the past 2 months, I've been doing this like hardcore, maybe 5 to 4 times a week. Was way better than only dumping out all my feelings on my iPad, but now I use my notebook and pen and I write it out. Helps me not even only go back to what has been happening, but also see the progress that has changed me, and actually being to see that every day or every other day and write my feelings out so that I'm not pushing my anger onto other people has literally saved me so much. I think writing it down it's game changer. I recommend writing it down to every single person. If you're not writing it down, I don't know what else you're doing, because you're just keeping it in. And if you keep it in, it's going to grow. It's going to grow. Yo, like, that's exactly what happened. Like, that's exactly festering things in your heart is such a real thing. Say if something bothered me, I don't have to tell that person. I could write it out, deal with my emotions there, and then have the conversation with someone. And that just brings me into a part of more compassion, more understanding, more love, more person and present who already dealt with the actual feelings. My journal writing, I'm asking myself, why am I feeling this way? What is the root of me feeling like I don't want to do this? Why don't I want a clean house? Why isn't anything being clean? Why do I not want to do something I'm passionate about? Why am I depressed? Why am I feeling this way? Has literally gave me a chance to write it down and actually get to know myself too, because we think we know ourselves, but our unconscious self really know us. And we don't even know it. Truly write my schedule out, and if it doesn't make that day, I just leave it and then place it into my next day. And that has helped me not feel like I'm a failure for one, because I didn't get nothing done. But it actually helped me realize that me not doing it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. It doesn't have to be done in that day. It could be done through the entire week. But we have to give ourselves grace. At least I know going to sleep what tomorrow brings. Now I schedule everything out. If it's not on my calendar, I'm probably not going. And that's okay, because if I didn't know in advance, and if I don't got time for it, then I can't do it. You know, like, I used to feel so guilty not going places, and now I don't feel guilty, because I don't know. It's truly for people who have depression. You have to prepare yourself to be in those places, especially for me. Well, I'm just speaking for myself. I have to prepare myself, because I'm actually, even though I have depression, I'm extremely extroverted. I probably center attention. I'm going to use my voice. I am not shy, because that's who God created me to be. It's not because I want the attention. No, it's because this is who I am. Like, I'm not changing who I am so you can feel better. Like, I'm being who Alasia is to the max, like all the time. So the last one is exercising. I haven't gotten to this one. Maybe that's why it's almost is the last one. But you know what? Everything is a step at a time. Like, there's no rush. I'm able to continue creating habits, and along the way, I can add new habits. So can you. Like, everything, you don't have to do everything one day. Like, you can implement habits while you're already in habit making of other habits. So to conclude, these are my habit making plans to create the best 2023 any other years has not looked like. You know, creating good habits lead to a successful life. No one can be successful in dysfunction. It don't last long. I created these habits because I need to succeed in everything I do. To succeed in life, I do need solid habits. 2023 is all about self-discipline. It says the Lord doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. I think we sit on power and love, but self-discipline, like, that should be just in bold letters, right? Self-discipline, what is love? Can't love yourself or your neighbor or God without the discipline that it takes for you to show up. That's how I'm gonna leave y'all. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I cannot wait to create more content and honestly become the true Alasia that I need to be to show up for other people in the same aspect of what my purpose and what my calling, but also become the Alasia that needs to change the world. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more.